welcome back to my channel, as Luke Birch would say. I'm here with Rosie, who I will obviously link in the description, and today we're going to tell you the real reason we got into Oxford and our number one tip that not a lot of people know about, that they should know about, which is
Uniq summer school.
Woo! Before this video starts, we had the idea, like as a study tube group, that it might be nice for us to do a Oxford study tube, Oxford library sort of study with me.
Like a real time,
all of us together studying in an Oxford library for motivation and stuff. So if you would like a video like that, be sure to hit the thumbs up button on this video and comment down below what library you'd like us to study in, how we'd like the video to be formatted, and but we're going to get on to the actual video now. So for those of you who don't know what Uniq Summer School is, it is literally the best access programme
for sure
that I think I've seen a university do. So a lot of you will have seen my vlog, I assume, if you've been watching me for a long time. If not, obviously it will be in the description. But basically what Uniq is, it is a 4-night, 5-day residential for state school students from the UK, hosted here at Oxford University at various different colleges. LMH is one of them, New College do it as well, loads of different colleges, Queen's College. And basically what happens is you stay for 5 days and you just get a taste of university life. So there are about 30 different courses. So you come and you have lectures, like seminars, group work. You basically have like a typical day, and then you have social activities in the evening, and you get to know people. You have ambassadors who do your subject at the uni to talk to. You can talk to the tutors, and you basically just get a taste of university life, like what university's like here. So we'll talk a bit about both of our experiences with Uniq and how we found it and how we managed to do it and everything, so you can have a bit of context. But generally that is the overview of the summer school, and obviously I'll put the link to all of the information down below, and also to our application video. So this video is going to be about what it's like, not about how to apply. But if you want to know tips on how to apply, then we did that on Rosie's channel.
My channel.
Woo! Okay, so Rosie, fire away. What was your Uniq experience?
I genuinely, when I was there, I had no idea what to expect, because no one else who I knew had ever done Uniq before. So I first got there, it was the first time travelling anywhere by myself. Well, not like anywhere, but like, you know, like with a suitcase to stay over. And I got off the train at the station, and already there was ambassadors there waiting.
Yeah.
So immediately you felt so welcome, because these students who were already at the uni were there ready for you, and it was so nice. Like, I mean, they can spot someone who looks confused a mile off. So they were just like, "Are you on the summer school?" I was like, yeah. Give you like a lanyard?
Yeah, I've still got my lanyard. I'm going to bring it back next term to put my keys on, because honestly, there's just so many good members in it. So what subject did you apply for?
I did Egyptology, because my current subject is archaeology and anthropology, so they didn't offer that when I did it, but they do now. They're just starting it this year, actually. I could have done classical archaeology, but I thought, you know what, Egyptology is a bit niche, it's a bit out there, and it's super interesting, why not just apply for that? So I managed to do a course that I'd watched like TV programmes on and movies and stuff, but had never thought I'd actually do could do in real life. Like, I genuinely, like, obviously I put the work in, and would have always put the work in regardless of where I was applying to for myself. But it, for me, is the one reason why I'm here, I think. Like, is that a scout?
I'm quite concerned that someone is walking up the corridor and is just going to walk in a second and think that we're filming something very questionable.
I genuinely feel like... Oh my life! Genuinely feel like Uniq is the main reason why I'm here. Because like I said, I would have put the effort in, but I'm not sure I would have ever felt like Oxford was really for me, or like viable for someone from my background or like my area of the country. And Uniq showed me that I was completely wrong
Yeah, so true.
in my perceptions. And that's because it allows you to spend a week doing your subject, and everyone there is pretty much from the same like financial background and like places where most people don't go to Oxbridge. It just makes the whole process a bit more mundane
and a bit less scary. And like, I would say, like, for me, Oxford always seemed like such a lofty institution. It's like shrouded by mystery, and like you just don't know what goes on there, and you have visions of you if you did get a place, which I was like, well, that's not going to happen from my background, whatever. And you have visions of yourself like getting here and everybody like just not talking to you and like you not fitting in. I came on Uniq, 1 week was enough for me to be like, oh my god, like it's so fun here. And like, because you're around people from your background too, and you get to talk to students who are already here, it just completely demystifies not only living here and life here, but also the application process. You get so much useful like advice.
Yeah, like
the pack I got on applications I used really heavily in my actual application, and I really think it helped. And also you have like a mock tutorial for a lot of subjects, and that mock tutorial was terrifying, but literally then it meant that when I went into the interview I'd already been in that setting and I'd already done it once, and I already knew. And as well, another really big bonus of Uniq that I think people don't think about is that stuff that you do on Uniq you can put on your personal statement because it is super curricular. So my Spanish interview was based off something that I'd learned on the Uniq pretty much, and she asked me about it. She's like, oh, like, what did you do on Uniq, like, for German and stuff? And the German tutor asked me about it as well, and it really, you know, I think about 20% of students that apply to Oxford get in. But if you've been on Uniq, it's over a third of students that apply that have been on Uniq get in.
Definitely a lot.
So it definitely helps your chances because you just get such a good insight. And I stayed at Lady Margaret Hall for my Uniq, and the week I had at Lady Margaret Hall on Uniq was so similar to how it is like actual uni life. Obviously, having lived here now for 11 weeks, every week has been essentially the same as what Uniq was, and it's just so nice because at first I was like, oh, surely this can't be an accurate representation of uni life. This is so fun and so friendly. And then I got here and I was like, no, that's exactly what it's like.
It is very, very similar. So I mean, it was hard. Like, I can't deny it was hard.
What, Uniq?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long week and very busy.
It was tough, it was intense, but
in a good way.
when you love the subject, it doesn't feel like a bad intense.
It will definitely like consolidate either that you definitely want to do that subject or you definitely don't.
Or you definitely don't, yeah. And I had never written, like, I'd written A-level essays in short spaces of time, but I never experienced writing a proper like uni essay in 3 days in a subject like Egyptology. I've never studied that before too.
You had to write an essay?
Yeah, so I had to write an essay. It was, we got to pick from, I think, like 4 different titles. There was only 10 of us doing Egyptology. So we had like 2 people-ish got like each question so they could split it into tutorial groups. And my essay was, I had to write almost like an English literature essay on the tale of Sanuhe, which is like an Egyptian folk tale.
Oh.
And I didn't do English A-level, so I was like, I mean, that was hard. Like, I had to go right back to English literature, GCSE, and try and reapply those skills, but I enjoyed doing it.
Oh, right. That's so cool. I didn't write an essay on my uni. We just had like a lot of pre-reading. Like a lot of pre-reading. That is one thing I will say, is that like it is academic, so I had so much to read. In quite a short period of time after my AS levels finished. I had about a week after my AS levels. I was like, right, okay, gonna
Going
read
straight there.
Yeah, it's crazy. But then I had a tutorial on one of those texts, and it was really, really fun, really, really intuitive, and like, yeah, I've still got I still have notes from my Uniq, right?
Yeah, me too.
So we did poetry, we did medieval poetry, and it turns out that all the poems that we did on Uniq are actually in the prelims exams.
God, what?
So I've got notes on all of the medieval poems, which I'm actually going to be studying for prelim. Big thumbs up from me. So yeah.
What did I do?
It is academically intense, but it is so beneficial because you're seeing the level of intensity that you're going to be having at university, regardless of what uni you go to. Obviously Oxford standard, But they'll stretch you and challenge you, but in a friendly environment where everybody else is in the same boat as you. So it's actually really, really nice.
I remember being super nervous for the tutorial.
Yeah, same. I was shaking.
But
like a leaf.
Once you go in and you read their comments, and like I remember reading, this is very encouraging writing, and for an Oxford tutor to have written that on my work, I was like,
real confidence boost.
I can do this, you know? It really solidified it. Like, I phoned my mum at one point, I think it was like on a Wednesday night, being like, we have so much work, I don't know if I could actually do this. I didn't realise it was going to be this hard, but then by the end of the week I phoned her again and I was like, Mum, I'm coming to Oxford.
Yeah, I got home and I literally said to my mom, that was the best week of my life, because I love travelling and like having fun with friends, but I also really like just being intellectually challenged.
Yeah.
And it was such a nice combination, because I would go and like sit and like do social activities with the girls that I met and the guys that I met on Uniq, who I'm still friends with to this day, who I still meet up with in Oxford now, because a lot of us got in, and the ones that didn't get in I still talk to. And then you could go and do social activities, but you'd also have really, really cool academic sessions. And like, I don't know, it was just such a good week, and the party at the end was so much
the
fun.
was great.
So you have like a mini bop, obviously like non-alcoholic and everything. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Ours was in like, I don't know what building it was. We all got on a bus and like they took us to this like big building, and we had face paint, free food, glitter makeup, photo booth, like everything. It was so cool. And the people that I met on Uniq, like we had such a good night, and I cried on the way back because I was like, I'm so sad that I have to go home tomorrow. And it was just so good. Really good combo. I would say, yeah, the only negative is, yes, it is academically challenging and you will have to prepare before you come.
Yeah.
But that is why you're signing up. You want to be stretched, and that will be of infinite value to you when you come to apply. I genuinely don't think I would have got in if I hadn't have gone on Uniq. Not because they looked at my statement and went, she went on Uniq, hence we must give her a place. But the confidence that it gave me, I found the right college for me. If I'd never heard of LMH, and now it's literally my home and I love it here, and I don't really want to go home today, and I'm like sad about it. What else? Like just making Oxford feel like somewhere that you can apply to, and somewhere that is a home and could be a home for you, and that you're not stupid, and that you're not miles behind everybody else, and that you are worthy of a place is just so valuable.
It's completely that accessibility factor. Like, the uni can do so much for outreach, but the issue's social.
Yeah.
And unless, like Uniq, the problem is targeted on changing young people's mindsets and actually showing them, like not just telling them, but like showing them, which is why like our vlogging, I guess, is so relatable. It's like actually showing people that we are normal people here, and the buildings might be grand,
but they're just normal people inside of them.
Yeah, and they're just buildings. Like, they've been here for hundreds and hundreds of years, but that doesn't mean you can't.
And it doesn't mean that the institution is still as archaic as the buildings come across. Like,
no.
People are friendly here. People do want to get to know you. Everybody is so welcoming, and I feel like just coming for a week is also useful in that it prepares you for university.
Yeah.
Like, you have a week away from home. It makes, I found, especially, this is something I completely forgot to mention, because I'd stayed here for a week on Uniq, the interview process was so much less daunting. I'd stayed in the college, so I knew what the college looked like, I knew where everything was, and even though none of my friends on Uniq applied to LMH because they didn't offer the subjects, I could go and visit them. So when I was on Uniq, we all had a Uniq meetup, or Uniq organised a meetup. And they also reimburse your travel as well if you've applied, if you've done Uniq and you've got an interview. And yeah, so I felt really comfortable at LMH. And even when I moved in, having stayed for a week on Uniq and then stayed for 4 days on interviews, I already felt like I knew the place, and it made it so much easier to settle in.
If I didn't do Uniq, I'd have been coming to do the interview by myself with no previous experience of Oxford as a place.
Yes, exactly.
Geographically.
I wouldn't know where anything was.
And also, just leaving home in general was, I mean, it is scary if you've never done that before, particularly if you've got an interview on the other end of the train track for me. It's like I travelled 3.5 hours on the train by myself, but Uniq meant I'd done that before.
Yeah.
And so it just brings the nerves down completely.
It really does. Obviously, you'll still be nervous for your interviews, but for me, having done it before, I walked in, I was like, this is just like that tutorial I had on Uniq, and that went really well, and I can do it again, I'm capable, I got on Uniq. Often Uniq is more competitive than the actual places on some courses, and I'd been told modern languages, it's harder to get on Uniq than it is to get an actual place. So my confidence was massively boosted, and the ambassadors as well, the advice that they gave me was invaluable. I had a little note on my phone, they sent me their personal statement, which helped me write my personal statement, and even now, like, it's just made me want to be a Uniq ambassador.
Yeah, we've both applied.
We've both applied to be Uniq ambassadors this year because it's such a good programme. I am a big fan of access and outreach, and I genuinely think that of all of the schemes I've seen, Uniq is the best.
Yeah, hands down.
Although we're working with Uniq on this video, I honestly, like, I'm not. When they emailed me and they were like, we'd love to work with you, I was like, yes!
Yeah,
I've been giving you free promo for years, so like, yes, I'd absolutely love to work with you.
It's amazing.
It's so good. We also got some questions from you guys, which we're all going to try and answer, because I feel like a lot of the time we explain things, but we do tend to miss, like, obvious things. Okay, do you choose the college that you stay at? You don't.
No.
So I got off the train and I was like, I really want to be at Brasenose. I really want to be at Brasenose, because I was going to apply to Brasenose. Don't know why I thought about applying to Brasenose. So I literally walked off the train and they were like, LMH. I was like, what's LMH? What is this? Like, I don't want to go to LMH. Like, this is ridiculous. I texted my mum. I've still got the text like, Mom, they've put me at this random place. I'd never seen it. I'd never seen a picture of it. I'd never seen anything. I walked through the gates and I was like, what? The new front bit had just been opened, like that, pretty much a week before. And I literally, after about 12 hours here, I was like, I applied to LMH. It clicked. I was really lucky in that I got put at the college that I felt like I was destined to be at. The vibe here is just me. Like, LMH is me at the college. But even if you don't like the college that you stay at, when we were on Uniq, the ambassadors took us to other colleges for tours.
Yeah, they give you so many tours.
So I saw Queen's, I saw Peters, I saw like Hertford, I saw loads of colleges, which was really good. And a lot of the time, the ambassador, they'll take you on a tour of their college, so they know everything about their college, obviously.
I applied to No, I didn't. I did Uniq at Jesus.
Oh.
And they didn't actually do archaeology and anthropology, so I couldn't have applied to Jesus.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people,
But our site manager at Jesus went to Hartford, and he took us on a tour around Hartford, and I'd never heard of Hartford. In fact, I didn't even know Oxford was collegiate. Okay, let's just... but he took me to Hartford and was like, yeah, there's loads of state school people here. I googled Hartford, they even had a scholarship for my subject, so I was like, oh my god, I'm applying here. I got an interview for Hartford. I didn't actually end up going there, but it made applying so much easier.
Because you've already seen it.
Yeah, because I've seen it and had someone tell me what it's like there.
What was the most interesting thing you learned on Uniq? Which I love. I think for me, we did a class, and this class just sticks with me, and I don't know why it does. We did a class on translation, and it was the first sentence of Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis, and we did a whole hour-and-a-half class on this one sentence, and about all of the nuances in that sentence and how different cultures have read it differently and how different things have translated. And that one class sparked my interest in translation so much so that, like, I already know I'm going to do an advanced translation paper next year. Like, I love translation now, and half my personal statement was on that class, and we had quite a good convo about it. Not in my interview actually, but afterwards, whilst I'm studying the text, because I'm studying it now, and all of the notes that I had from that are still really useful. So what about you?
For me, it was, so I don't do anything to do with languages now at all, but on the course, I also didn't expect to be doing anything to do with languages on Uniq.
No, yeah.
I got there, and one of the first things we did was look through an OLAP paper, which is the Ancient Near Eastern Studies, like, entrance exam. And it is essentially a made-up language, but they have patterns, the same patterns that would be like the suffixes.
Same as the lat, yeah.
And we just got given like an hour of guided time. Like, they helped us with it and we went through it, and it was really, really nice. And for someone who, like, I didn't have to do that, but for me that was so interesting. And then for the rest of the week, we did, like, half the week was spent on Egypt and half on Mesopotamia. The Mesopotamian stuff I've got a whole module on now, and we basically learnt about the origin of writing there and, like, the cuneiform, and we got to, like, write it in like clay tablets and stuff, which was really fun. I've still got that. But yeah, the language stuff, actually.
I totally forgot about that. We went through the AMLAT, which is the Modern Languages Admissions Test, and they did a guided paper with us, and that was so helpful. I completely forgot about that. That is also another good thing that they do with you. Oh man, I completely forgot about that. That's so bad. And the last question we're going to answer is, how did you know what course you wanted to take?
I mean, I just thought it was really interesting. Like, Egypt for me, like, it's quite a mainstream period of history that you learn about in, like, primary school.
I never did, lol.
Did you not?
No.
So it was on our, like, curriculum, and, like, we did, like, the Greeks one year, Rome the next year, and Egypt, and that was about it for our kind of history. We did, like, World War II, like, those typical historical periods. But Egypt for me was always so amazing, and I've, like, written a sentence on my personal statement which is, like, the iconicness, is that a word? I don't know.
Yeah, it is now.
Of the Egyptian monuments, like, they were iconic then, and they're still just as iconic now. And for me, I was like, Egypt's amazing. It's still so relevant, like, even politically.
Yeah.
Like, I'd grown up with things going on in Egypt, documentaries from the present and the past, and so it was just, I saw that on the list and I was like, this is so cool. I didn't know this was a subject you could study. I'm gonna do it.
It's so cool. It's awesome. Yeah. I picked German a bit on a whim. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I found Uniq I don't know how I found Uniq. I can't remember. I think I just typed in Oxford Summer School. It must have just come up. I was sat on Cambridge. Like, I was like, I'm not going to Oxford. Like, I'm going to Cambridge. Like, duh. I literally hadn't even
watching a video.
It's like, well, yeah, Cambridge. Like, Oxford had never even been a consideration for me. I was like,
no.
Cambridge is the best uni, woo woo woo, blah blah blah. I've been to Cambridge loads of times, been on loads of open days, blah blah blah. Went to the everything. I was like, yeah, Cambridge is the one for me. Tee-hee. And then I applied to a Cambridge summer school, and I also applied to Uniq. And I think I applied to Uniq because I was like, you know what? It looked pretty good. The branding on the website was nice, and it was a free summer school. I was like, what's the worst that could happen? And I got on it, and I was so convinced I wasn't going to get on it. I booked flights to Berlin, and I had to move my flights to Berlin because I was so convinced I hadn't got it. I'd booked a holiday, literally. So I moved the holiday, and I picked German, primarily because it wasn't in school time, which I'm so glad that was just the chance that I took now, because obviously that week is the reason I'm here. Yeah. And my ambassador on Uniq is the reason that I applied for German. And when I met up with him, like, I saw him at an event in first term, and I was like, he was like, did you apply for German? And I just showed him my bog card, and I was like, yeah. In the end, because I was so torn between Spanish and English and Spanish and German, and if I hadn't have gone on Uniq, I wouldn't have applied for German, and I probably wouldn't have got in, because I don't think I would have been able to show the passion for English. So yeah, mine was a completely superficial decision, but generally, yeah, go on your interest, go on what makes you tick. Or if you're torn between two courses, I would recommend going for the one that you're slightly leaning away from at that point.
Yeah.
So say if you were torn between, I don't know, like Viola, science and classics. She went for classics, which she thought was not an option, and now she studies classics at uni.
Yeah.
I think it would be really, really clever to go for the subject that you're kind of in second place at the moment, because that will either be like, yeah, that's definitely second place, or it will be like, oh no, actually, yeah, this is what I want to do.
I want to do this, yeah.
So yeah, that's how I would pick.
Uniq do offer a lot of subjects that aren't, like, whole subjects.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of, like, smaller, almost like topics, because you're only there for a week.
They do theology rather than philosophy and theology, economics.
And if you go on the website, they've got, like, a big list of all of these subjects, and it breaks them down into what you're actually going to look at.
Yeah.
So I would definitely recommend doing that. And if you've got the A-levels, if it requires certain A-levels, most of them don't, but some of them do, and you have an interest and enough to discuss to back it up, then try something new.
Go for it. There's beginners languages, there's linguistics, there's so many. There's Egyptology, there's human sciences, there's medicine, there's Spanish, there's German, there's everything. Like, go and have a look on the website, which obviously we'll put down below, so you can do that. But yeah, that is everything. This has been a really long video, but I really hope that if you are of the age and of the background to apply, that you really do consider it. It will not take you ridiculously long to do, and even if it does take a little bit of time, that time will go toward the Oxford application process anyway. So if you are considering Oxford or Cambridge, but you should consider Oxford, but definitely apply to Uniq. It's so worth it. And if you want to see more about my experience, I will put my Uniq vlog, your Uniq videos down below. I'll just link everything down below that will be of relevance. And if you have any questions whatsoever, put them down below. And yeah, I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye guys. Mwah. I've managed to edit most of them out of this video, but I'm pretty sure I have bronchitis, so please enjoy this lovely montage of me coughing. Have a nice day.